Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel, Mrs. Marvel's Universe. Today I'm going to read aloud Green Park by Trisha Speed Shotgun, illustrated by Esther Loopstra. Jade, Olive, and Kelly were best friends. They lived near each other. They played together at Green Park. Jade liked to paint. She painted pictures of her friends. At Green Park, Jade drew on the sidewalks with colorful chalk. Olive liked to garden. In the spring, she helped her parents plant flowers and vegetables. At Green Park, Olive dug in the dirt. Kelly liked to build things. She helped her dad build benches. At Green Park, Kelly built things out of twigs. One summer day, Jade, Olive, and Kelly were sitting under a tree at Green Park. The park director, Mrs. Moss, saw them and waved. "Hi, kids," she said. "Next week is Citizenship Week. We need to come up with a project." "What is citizenship?" asked Kelly. "Citizenship means doing whatever you can to make the place where you live better," said Mrs. Moss. "It means being a good neighbor. It means showing your community that you care." "We're going to pick one project to do at Green Park," Mrs. Moss said. "Only one project?" asked Kelly. "One project that we can all work on together," Mrs. Moss said. "For example, we could pick up trash, or we could have a community concert. You three think about it, and I'll be back later." Jade looked around. She saw a candy bar wrapper. "We could paint signs that tell people not to litter." "I can't paint as well as you can," said Kelly. "Me neither," said Olive. Jade drew a sad face on the sidewalk. Olive looked around. "We could plant flowers." "I don't know much about gardening," said Jade. "Me neither," said Kelly. Olive looked at the dirt and frowned. Kelly looked around. She saw only a few places for people to sit. "We could build a bench or two," she said. "That's not as much fun as painting signs," said Jade. "Or planting flowers," said Olive. "I think it would be fun," said Kelly. She looked at the twigs in her hand and frowned. Jade, Olive, and Kelly sat in silence. Soon Mrs. Moss came back. "Do you have any ideas?" she asked. "I wanted to paint signs to tell people not to litter," said Jade, "but no one else wanted to." "I wanted to plant flowers," said Olive, "but no one else wanted to." "I wanted to build a bench or two," said Kelly, "but no one else wanted to." "I like the sign idea. Flowers would make the parks pretty, and there aren't enough benches here. You all have good ideas." "Some are better than others," said Kelly. "No, they aren't," said Jade. Olive just looked at the dirt. "Girls," said Mrs. Moss, "citizenship means coming together for the community. It means working together. Once you agree on one project, come talk to me." After Mrs. Moss left, Jade drew a flower on the sidewalk. It gave Olive an idea. "Jade," she said, "you could make signs that ask people to help us plant flowers." "Sounds good," Jade said. "My dad would help us build a bench by the flowers." "I'm sure my parents would help plant the flowers," said Olive. Jade, Olive, and Kelly walked into the park office. Mrs. Moss was at her desk. "We thought of an idea," said Jade. "We're going to plant a flower garden." "We're going to make a bench for the garden, too," said Kelly. "Great," said Mrs. Moss. "Now we're working together." The next day, Jade and a couple other kids started painting and hanging signs. Mrs. Moss took Olive to the store to buy flowers. They bought vegetable seeds, too. Kelly and her dad went to the hardware store. They brought wooden screws for the bench. Saturday morning, the sun shined brightly on Green Park. Jade, Olive, and Kelly came to the park with their families. Mrs. Moss was already waiting there. Mrs. Moss, what if no one comes? Olive asked. We can't do everything by ourselves. Don't worry, Mrs. Moss said. You'll see. Soon a big group of parents, grandparents, and kids show up. They carry shovels, hoes, and other tools. They were ready to work. I've never seen this many people at the park, said Jade. Or this many gardening tools, said Olive. We saw the signs, said one of the women. We wanted to help out, said one of the men. What a great neighborhood we have, said Mrs. Moss. Before long, Green Park Community Garden started to grow. Everyone took turns watering the plants. They took turns pulling weeds. Jade, Olive, and Kelly were proud of the garden. And we all did it together, said Mrs. Moss. I hope you like Green Park, and don't forget to subscribe and like this video. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!